Hello everyone, James S. Cassidy here. Time for another. We just pissed off the other fan bases.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Or should I say Kishimoto has pissed off the other fan bases.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Most
yeah.
definitely.
He knows how to troll.
Joining me today is Snips, Muscles, and Lord Fat over here.
Woo!
And I'm the Godfather. No, I'm just
Do
kidding.
I have to give you my cake? Because if I give you my cake, I'm just going to walk away now.
Oh, if I was the Godfather, I'd be talking like...
You'd be speaking in gibberish.
I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
By the way, you guys gonna introduce yourselves?
I am Lord Fat. Give me your cookies.
I am Lucky Cheese 7, the king, and this is my gesture.
No.
And I... and I am LKNMJH, also known as Steve.
And I'm tired.
Fair enough.
Hello, Tyler.
Hi.
Oh, we also have Brian here. He's just gonna be listening though.
Yeah, every group has a Brian. Fucking Brian's coming.
That's Alex for us. For me, at least.
Oh, Brian, don't be like that. Oh, Jesus, he's crying. Hey, no, it's okay.
When the Death Star got whole blown up by a bunch of teenagers, I didn't mean to snap. Okay, just
The
get
world
back
was
in,
at peace
alright?
until the Fire Nation came.
Oh,
It was
God,
that night.
yes.
I was in my bathrobe when the ninjas attacked.
I was walking across the streets, and then suddenly there was bloodshed amongst the Uchiha.
Because
Aww.
they were on
Who
their
is-
and then
period.
you,
Yes.
and then
And
you,
there was a sale
and
at
then you-
Birkenstocks.
and then you had to yell, "Hey, I'm walking here!"
Ah! Why you're in a wheelchair?
Surprisingly, I was a part of that incident since I was one wearing the mask.
Oh, come on, you're too pathetic to do that. You don't deserve that glory.
Hole.
Anyway,
So chapter 666.
we've still got 3
Six.
chapters until that hits.
I can't talk today.
663.
663. 663. 663. Which way we're still going with this NaruSaku thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as I
Yeah.
said, it's pissing every other fandom off. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna say this right now. After all the crap that I have seen and that I have seen being done, after all the responses I've ever seen, I have officially giving the Naruhina fans the biggest douches in the entire fandom.
Award, yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations. You guys earned
Way to-
it. All that hard work.
I'm honestly more surprised they're working in unison with Sasuke.
I know, right?
That's pretty funny.
Uh-huh.
Always we have Sasuke Karin for support, so there's something.
We got every other fandom.
Yep.
So what do you guys think of NaruSaku? We don't give a crap. We just want our parent to happen. Good enough. I don't care. I just want I just want Hinata to get with Kiba. You mind joining us? Yeah, why not?
James, I'm sorry here, but before we continue on here, I'd just like to go off tangent for a bit, and I'm gonna be freestyling this because of a YouTube comment made in last week's podcast. But you guys are all free to voice in your opinions whenever you want. So,
Okay.
okay, so gentlemen, I'd say that the viewership count is definitely starting off strong this year, right? I mean, last podcast count was about over 200. So I definitely say we have the fans coming back. I bring this up because when I watch these videos, I expect at least one comment if the count goes up over 150. After all, with that many people listening, I expect at least one person to voice their opinion, right? Right. Now, when a comment calls me out, either outright or through implication, I get curious as to whether or not I should be compelled to answer. 99% of the time, I'll take that comment with a grain of salt. However, this comment calls me out on a judge of character. So now I'm compelled to step up to the plate and answer back.
And we are all the black guys in the background ripping our shirt off like, oh yeah! Oh
Let's go, man!
Here we go! Shit's
Yeah.
getting real!
Yeah.
No offense.
So,
Brethren.
yeah. So, Morgdell, I don't know you, just as I expect that you don't know me. Now, the reason I'm responding using my voice is that I don't particularly like responding by comment. If I respond by comment, I will more than likely send the wrong message. As a certain somebody in the mafia movie Goodfellas once said, I understand perfectly what you're saying, but you gotta watch out sometimes on how you say things. You know, people get the wrong impression.
Oh, snap!
This
Oh.
this is something that I live by. Now, I could have easily put this matter behind me if you, Morgdell, had written, but it was just a bit hard to listen with certain individuals attempting to take too much control of the podcast. If it was written like that, I would have gotten the implication, but just left it alone. But you, Morgdell, had made this choice to call me out by name, just like how I am making this choice to respond to you by name. Before I begin, however, in your conversation with James, you, Morgdell, gave justified reasons, so don't be a hypocrite. Let me start by saying this. Behind the scenes. It's an interesting word because when you hear it, you receive new information that was not made known at the time, but is made known now. When I had joined the podcast on the last Saturday of August of 2013, I had been listening and following this podcast since its conception in January. Now, why I bring this up is because of my first action that leads you to an incorrect conclusion on a judge of character. Hurrying along the chapter reviews. Before I came along, the chapter reviews took up a really good chunk of the podcast because multiple times the people involved would get off tangent constantly. And as a result, there weren't enough discussion questions being answered, enough theories being postulated. I have my reasons for hurrying up the chapter review. 1, to postulate more theories. 2, to answer more discussion questions. 3, to shorten the amount of time reviewing a chapter. And 4, just to make James's job easier when he edits the podcast. Now, I'm not saying that I don't want to review the chapter, because there are moments where we will stop and discuss certain scenes or bits of dialogue. I just don't want people skipping through the podcast wondering when the hell are we going to stop discussing the chapter and move on to more important things. Does this make me a bad person if I want to lighten James's workload? No. At least I don't think so.
I'm deeply offended.
Oh.
By the way, if you're wondering, guys, why we laughed at that, because in the middle of him giving this awesome speech, Steve, he just dropped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just disappeared for a moment.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
us laughing, it was from us, him just dropping out like, this is what I have to say. Call drop.
No problem. That's the only place
That's
where
strangely compelling, Steve.
Yeah. My next.
There was also
so-called
stuff about
offense-
me saying something offensive about me comparing Hinata to apparently handicapped, retarded people.
No, you were comparing making fun of her for what she did to that, not her in
Yeah,
particular.
but this is what this person was saying about, like,
So
make the accusation that it's like comparing, that I was literally comparing Hinata with retarded people. And that was not the case either.
Oh.
Hmm.
None of us
So
were.
And see, as you could tell, all these other members actually got the context I was making quite perfectly, and you're the only one that took it out of context. So, yeah.
That sounds like whoever he is, he's nitpicking the details, trying to find something wrong with it.
yeah, so my next on my end, on my next so-called offense, based on what this person wrote about me, my next so-called offense, making a major but a legitimate and logical theory. Morgdell, I don't know if you have enough time to do on your hands to do this, but if you were to marathon all the podcasts starting with August 31st of 2013, you will find that I am on virtually all of them, except for one, but for a good reason. Now, on these podcasts, you'll find that while I do hurry up the chapter reviews, I just mainly stay in the background and be patient, popping up every so often. However, with the last podcast, I made a major theory on Sasuke because a majority of people on the internet, but not all of them, were saying, haha, Sasuke is such a dumbass for getting stabbed too easily. I will admit, it does not help that this was my first major theory, where I didn't rely on being genre savvy. I will also admit that I handled it rather poorly. However, because it was my first major theory, you, Morgdell, have no right to criticize me and call me a tyrant. That is a prejudiced statement that you do not have the privilege of making against someone that you do not know on a personal basis. That is like telling a 5-year-old boy he sucks at Super Mario 64 when it's his first time playing. However, I will reiterate that I handled it poorly because, shock and awe, I still listen to these podcasts in order to know what I need to do better next time. Which is why I put more emotion into reading the chapters, because just reading the words is boring. And so my third and final offense takes place on the day of the podcast itself, somewhere behind the scenes, if you will. On the Friday, the day before the podcast, I contracted a sickness which was cranked up by 1,000 on the Saturday of the podcast. I did not have the energy to get up that morning, ladies and gentlemen, but because I knew James really wanted to let me have it, and I mean really wanted to
Oh,
let
and I wanted to let him have it. We had this big debate on this podcast. I go, if he, like, I was like, Steve got that celebration for that one podcast. I'm like, well, if my thing comes through true, we're gonna have an even bigger celebration, and I'm gonna make you be there.
Yeah. So because I knew James really wanted to let me have it, I had prepared 2 bottles of ice cold water, which were drained in the first hour and a half of the podcast. I would mute my mic and let it all out. That's why I had a brief cough during one of the discussion questions. Then there were 3 times, count them, 3 times, where I had to mute
2,
my
3,
mic.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
Where I had to mute my mic, run my ass over to the bathroom, and throw up. I don't know about you, Morgdell, but I think throwing up once is bad enough, let alone 3 times. So, James, if I came off as a bit irritable last week,
I know,
was
you didn't wash your
because
hands.
is because my body was in control and not my mind. And chat, if you just happen to listen to this, if I came off as antagonistic towards you during any other time that was not related towards the discussion we had concerning Sasuke, please forgive me. You were a wonderful person to talk to, and we need more women to come onto the podcast. Personally, I like having a good argument because it shows that you're at least just as passionate about the subjects as I am. And up until a certain point, at least, before it becomes a flame war, anyway. So, Morgdell, after all this, you're probably thinking that I hate your goddamn guts, or that I must think I'm so superior that I must talk down to everyone in my path.
Well, you'd be correct.
In actuality, the answer to those statements are no. I don't hate you, nor do I think highly of myself. In fact, you seem like you seem like a nice enough guy, considering your conversation with James was civil, though I do have to question why you think Hinata tripping is meant to be funny in such a serious moment. But then again, your reasoning partially makes up for it, though I can guarantee that the anime will not play it for comedy. I just think a person is allowed to say what he or she wants when he or she wants to. If you want to say something, just go ahead and say it. But you have to be a bit more careful as how you say your opinion. Like the guy in Goodfellas said, I understand perfectly what you're saying, but you gotta watch out sometimes how you say things. You know, people get the wrong impression. But just because I don't think of you as a lowly peasant, it doesn't mean I'm going to bend down, ask for your forgiveness, and kiss your ass, because I don't care what you think. I stopped caring what other people thought of me when I was 10. But if that's true, why did you respond to me if you don't care? Because you, Murgdell, called me out by name. And when people call me out, you better fucking believe I'm gonna respond back. Hard.
Damn straight.
Right.
It
So
works.
that's just me venting there, simply because
And you sound pretty
this
pissed
guy-
off.
Yeah, I mean, was rather debating on whether or not I should respond, and in the end, I
Yeah.
just I asked you, James, your opinions, and in the end, I just said, yeah, I'll just call him out.
I don't really have one. People do what they want to do and they choose their own consequences. That's all I tell people. You can do whatever the hell you want, but remember that everything you do is always going to have it's always going to have a consequence.
There's always a cost, and there's always a cost. You just got to be able to live with what you're about to do.
Yeah. And if any
Just-
consequences come your way, it's all on you.
Yep.
Just like this chapter, which starts off rather grim.
Yeah. But one last thing, before we get into this idea that people think I'm ableism, as some people have said. Ableism. I don't even know what that word means, but I guess it means one who enables something to occur. That's what it sounds like. I'm not ableism anything, all right? So I'm not racist. I don't hate gay people. In fact, I support gay marriage. I don't give a crap about abortion. I don't give a crap about, all this racial tension. I have black friends. I have white friends. I got Cuban friends. I got Mexican friends. I got every friend the color of a rainbow. I even have friends who are the rainbow. So I'm only gonna say this once. Do not assume something of me that you don't know. If you're accusing me of being an ableism of something, or enabling something in any way, truth is, you might be the one enabling it, not me. Sometimes the person who cries racist is the most racist themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna put that out there. So don't jump to conclusions. If you're listening to me, don't jump to conclusions. Don't take everything I say so literal or so seriously, because as I've said many times, really this persona I put on for this podcast, most of it is based on what I view, most of it is just an act, okay? I don't hate For Life, I don't hate my members that come on the show. I have fun with it. I'll crack jokes every now and then to lighten the mood, because sometimes things do get a little serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep things on the down low.
I
And
never
with
thought
that
you'd do
note,
that
chapter
in particular.
663!
Whoa!
Woo! Which, by the way, I kind of called it. I call it.
We all called it.
Yeah,
90% of the fan
Yeah.
base called it.
pretty much.
Everyone's like, I called it. Let's be serious here. Let's be realistic. About 99% of the NaruSaku fan base called it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even some of the Sasuke Karin fan base called it too.
Mhm.
Yeah. The only people who didn't call it were the Naruhina fans.
Why am I not surprised about
And the Sasuke fans.
this?
Because they are too busy living in the world of fan fiction.
Even though their ship's been blown up by Sasuke like 100 times already, which
Yeah.
100 times, that's it?
It feels a little low
Fine, we'll say an infinite amount of times.
Which, by the way, after we discuss this, I bet you we're all thinking right now that we're gonna go back to Minato to blow it up again. This reminds me of the Mercenaries commercial. You are a mercenary. Fire any weapon. blow stuff up.
Cannon.
Keep blowing stuff up. Blow the living crap out of it. Blow the living crap out of it some more.
Ass pull some Sasuke crap.
Yeah.
Which
So
surprisingly hasn't happened yet.
So
Correct.
663 starts out with, as usual, Sasuke and Naruto dying, if they're not already dead.
Mhm.
No
Yep.
words here. You just see them. Sasuke's on the ground, bleeding out of the mouth. Naruto is sitting there.
Just dead.
Well, you got some words down here in the first two panels. 2 heroes down, closed eyes. The end is near.
How cliche can you get?
I know, right?
In the city, you must fight to survive. Okay, yeah.
Batman.
I never would have guessed it's a city. The tall buildings just don't say anything for me. 2 heroes. Sasuke's a hero since when?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. When has Sasuke ever been a hero?
Part 1, and that was it.
I don't even count him as a hero in part 1. He didn't do jack shit in part 1. Really?
He Forest to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did Jack and shit, and then Jack couldn't take it anymore, so he left.
Yeah. And he didn't even do that on his own. Orochimaru gave him the power to do that. So
Yes.
I will say that he did do a decent fight against Orochimaru without Orochimaru really trying.
Mhm.
But I'll give him credit where credit is due there.
And I know people like to justify him when it comes to the Gaara fight, but I'm just like, Naruto had to come in and finish the job. He may have started it somewhat, but
He caused the One Tail to come out, if you ask me.
Mhm.
He pushed Gaara too far. So it's really his fault that it all happened at that
I
point.
know, right? Well, actually, you got to thank him, because if that didn't happen, then you know what would have happened to Sakura.
Poor Sakura.
Yeah.
So I thank Sasuke for that one, just that part.
So we got Naruto the hero and Sasuke the failure, and they're both dying on the ground.
You mean Sasuke the ass puller?
Where are our
Yes.
flags? Boo Sasuke. Boo.
Boo. Sasuke is the Red Knight at medieval times. Everybody boos him, even his own team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So we got Sakura trying to save Naruto's life, and the chakra cloak that we all mentioned was still there is now starting to dissipate, which is noticeable. So, and Sakura's like, it's disappearing. She checks his pulse. His heart's not beating. What a surprise. You know, so Sakura somewhat has a small freak out. I mean, not like Hinata freak out, but she starts like, his
Oh
heart
my
start
God.
beating.
Well,
Why
well,
is nothing working?
in all fairness, for the small freak out she had, she's still keeping it together very well.
Yeah, she is.
Well, of course she has to.
She's a medical
Otherwise,
nurse, she's
she
trained
wouldn't-
to.
Yeah. And I think there's a mistranslation here on Manga Panda, because Gaara says, "Get a hold of yourself, Naruto," and you know,
Naruto's not really. That doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, I think he meant.
I read that and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I think he means get a hold of yourself, Sakura, just in anticipation that she might freak out.
I don't remember. I don't know. What if it's not a mistranslation, but an actual Kishi error? Like you put Naruto's name there instead of Sakura. Like, oh crap!
Oh well, too late now.
He still got the volume to fix it up whenever that
Who
comes
put
out.
Naruto in there? Fired. There goes another editor.
Weeks chapters are coming out once every other week now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, like I remember 6:15. It's like, wait, they were holding hands. You're fired.
No, that was I wouldn't even like that particular moment was not even a Naruhina fan. That was a Naru Neji moment, if anything. Because it was all about Naruto not giving up for the sake of Neji. Come on now.
Okay, I'm looking at manga stream here, and what they translated to it, what Gara says, he says, "Hang on, Naruto," which now that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Alright, so then we got Sakura asking Gaara basically why isn't medical ninjutsu working, and basically Gaara explains that the Kyuubi was ripped from Naruto. Yeah, ouch.
Yeah.
We also get, and we could go from panel to panel with this one, but I'm just gonna like shorten this up. It's explained by the Kyuubi to Gaara that if Naruto is taken to Minato and given the other half of the Kyuubi, he will be saved. Now, a lot of people didn't believe in this.
Surprisingly, I know, because like I remember like as soon as Naruto, as soon as like a Kurama got ripped down, I was like, "Yep, I sense Minato coming in." And then people were throwing like, "Well, okay, what about the Ten Tails? Like, what going to the tree and getting the film?" Like, hello.
It's a possibility, but this one's more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we have a pseudo confirmation that the Fox gave a set of instructions in the nanosecond before he was taken in. So if you guys remember, all it was one panel of him saying, "You got all that?" And then he got sucked in.
I'm gonna go off on a little tangent here. I would have laughed my ass off if Kishimoto had Sakura go, "What did the fox say?"
That would have been amazing.
I would have just like.
Well, he said, "Ring ding 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 ding."
Yeah.
I couldn't quite get all of it.
I couldn't quite understand what he was saying between the lines.
Wah pa 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 pow. What's that even mean? I don't understand. You're confusing me. So the scene moves forward, and then we have Sakura doing the most ballsy thing any character has ever done in this manga. And it's even ballsy in Japanese cultural terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because
Even Gaara's stuck there going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, because I want people to understand something. This is a Japanese manga. Their culture is much different from ours. What we see as every day, it doesn't happen that often in Japan. Or it's not really meant to be that often.
It's not as common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these kind of things that happen are kind of reserved in Japan for different occasions. But anyway, so we got Sakura, and she's asking Gaara, how long until we reach Minato? And Gaara's like, about a kilometer.
And
She then takes off Naruto's clothes, any excuse to take them off, right? Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here comes the big wet surprise.
Alright. Does the chakra scalpel that you see Kabuto do, and again, I called... Okay, I called this one... I know this is not a big one, but I've called this one like ever since we found out that Sakura was a medical ninja. So I actually said, well, she probably could do this too. We just haven't seen her do it yet.
She hasn't had a reason to do it yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is a real medical procedure, people. This is not something that, that is just manga based. It actually can be done in real life and has been done in real life in emergency situations. So Sakura cuts open Naruto's side, literally reaches her hand in, and grabs his heart. Literally, and physically starts trying to pump it.
Yeah, when I first saw that, took me about 5 seconds to realize that she was actually physically pumping it, because at first I thought she was applying her healing chakra towards it. And then I saw that the sound effect, and then I looked up the the Japanese sound effects there, and they are literally, they translated to
Galima, Shatire.
they translate to grab and pump.
Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva.
This is easily one of the most squickiest things that has ever happened in the manga. Even more so than Madara's side boob of Hashirama.
Yep, we got Dr. House here.
Let's not even get there.
Okay, someone needs to make a Dr. House TV show, House MD.
Yeah.
Someone needs to make one that says Soccer MD. It's not lupus, we swear.
It's not lupus, we swear.
Yeah. We also have Gaara actually giving some of his chakra to Sakura to keep Naruto alive as well, by use of one of his sand tentacles.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we have Sakura screaming out, "As long as I'm here, I won't let you die easily." I go by Manga Panda's translations because they're a tiny bit more accurate, or at least a little bit more literal.
Well,
Yeah.
in the sense that it's literally translated.
Yeah.
Which is why we had that confusion earlier over why Gaara particularly said,
Did anybody think back to part 1 when Naruto swore that he protects Sakura no matter what during the Gaara fight? Because I kind of got that vibe when I was reading this. I was like, oh, that's a nice reference back.
Well, the tables have turned.
Yep.
sort of helps that Gaara is somehow involved as well.
Yeah.
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 So then we move on from there to Sasuke dying, and we have the Tobirama saying, "If I could at least send my soul with Genjutsu, but it's not even a matter of speed because I can't move at all. Damn."
Second Hokage, one of the best Hokage is eating dirt.
Yes. And
Yes.
loving it.
Yeah. He's having an amazing time
And
eating
no
dirt.
Sakura there to beat Sasuke's heart, that's all I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I know there are two fandoms that wish she was there, but guess what?
She's not.
Wake up call, caught you in the morning with your pants around your ankles, don't you care? Okay, you know what, keep going.
Then after that...
Anyway, one last joke considering Sakura grabbing Naruto's heart. You could say that she literally steals his heart.
Shut up, moving on.
That was terrible. Anyway, going from here, we get to the fact of, not sensing his heart. It's not even a matter of speed. I can't move at all. Damn Madara. Exactly.
Damn you, Madara! Damn you all to hell!
After that, we cut to one character, which I was quite surprised when I first saw this. But
yeah, she's into some real BDSM stuff, guys. I mean, do you see these? Did you see what was happening?
Karin pulling out them Kushina chains. Wow. That was...
And punching the fuck out of that statue!
Yeah.
The bro fist machine, as we so fondly named it in the last podcast.
Yeah, this is just a mini version, so it's not the same one that... It is the same one that Hashirama summoned, but it's a much smaller. It's the Diet Coca bro fist machines.
Yes.
Yep.
What's even interesting about this scene is that, Karin finally unlocks the Uzumaki change. Now, what we don't know is if every Uzumaki could do this. And it was a debate in the forum, and honestly speaking, we don't have enough information to know if every Uzumaki can do this.
Because there's not many. There's only, 2 Uzumakis left as it is?
Yeah, and there's
there's
4
not
in
enough...
total.
Yeah.
In this manga, there's 4 in total. There's Kushina.
Well,
Technically Naruto.
Technically, Naruto's like half Uzumaki.
Well,
not full.
yeah, half of them. Yeah, so
He's half of
there's
badass.
yeah.
Right. Well, we've only seen one male Uzumaki, and that was Nagato.
Yeah.
And we don't know if he could use the chains or not, if the chains are something special, or something like the Sharingan, you have to lock it a certain way, which apparently by this means, with Karin, she managed to unlock him by the power of love. Dun, dun, dun. It's the power of
love. It's a curious thing. Makes one man weep and another man sing.
Yeah.
Don't name money.
So A lot of people on the forum were like, "How did she do that?" I'm like, "That's the power of love, baby." You know, no matter what, if you truly love someone, you're either grabbing their heart or summoning chains from out your back to destroy evil. But either
Or,
way,
Yeah.
Or you're a mom and you can flip cars over to get to your kids.
yeah. Mommy's coming, little Billy. Don't you ever call me little Billy. That's no way to talk to your mother.
Which, by the way, I mean, I saw a couple of YouTubers when they were doing their reviews, but they were like, "How can if Karin has had this power the whole time, why hasn't she done up until now?" And I'm like, it's like with Sakura and her Byakugo seal. There needed to be a time where it needed to be unlocked, and Sasuke is like right now at the verge of death. So
2 words:
makes
plot
sense, I think.
convenience.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, Kishimoto decided to unlock those abilities right now. He probably could have done it anytime he wanted to, but he chose right now. And
Yep.
at least he lampshades this effect with having characters actually admit, "Oh wow, they finally unlocked that ability. It's just like
About damn
Kushina."
time.
yeah.
Which you have
Yep.
Orochimaru talking about Kushina Uzumaki, which is interesting.
Yeah, and then the whole now I finally understand thing is what's got me going. He's planning something. He's got something up his sleeve.
What are you up to?
Yeah, what are you doing? What do you
King
think?
Kaga Betrayal next volume. I'm calling
You
it.
can just see him with a hand behind his back. It's like, "What you got in your hand? Nothing.
I don't have anything. What are you talking about?
What are you trying to sneak?"
Oh no, he wouldn't put it behind his back. He'd eat it. You remember, Orochimaru regurgitates everything he needs.
Right, because he's a sword swallower that wants men's bodies.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? Oh man, if he, all we need now is to have a scene with him eating chickens. We can call him a cock gobbler. Well, he is a snake after all. I mean, they do eat like chickens and poultry.
True. You do have a
Hey,
valid point.
birds.
That jaw.
I wonder if he hangs out with little boys in spandex like Vegeta does.
Okay, Michael Jackson joke. I'm sorry. I don't actually believe Michael Jackson raped that little boy. I actually think it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
But the jokes are still funny anyway.
Yeah.
So then Karin gets stabbed by whoever the hell is underneath the mask.
Yeah, repeatedly.
And it's
These
Yamato.
with these with wood spikes, which I bet in right now she's like, man, I wish it was Sasuke's penis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Karin rectifies her dying by healing herself. She bites down
He
on
said
her arm
rectum.
while. So then Suigetsu leaps up and
Probably doesn't
Finger
look-
guns.
Yeah,
Double
Yep.
shot.
which probably is one of the more. I don't know why. I want to see this scene animated so bad because I just want to say, it's swish swish bang.
Yep. And so
Spike Spiegel
Suigetsu
is proud.
Suigetsu manages to blow off one piece of that mask.
It's Yamato.
It's Yamato.
It's definitely Yamato.
We don't know. We just see the ear, but it's Yamato. We all know it is.
Based on the wood jutsu. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Wood style, there's only a couple people, Hashirama and Yamato and Madara, the three only right now that can use that jutsu. It's the only logical explanation.
Well, there was also Donzo, but Donzo's
Or-
dead.
Donzo's
Or
dead.
it could-
Donzo.
or it could be the white Zetsu doing all the wood jutsu, because remember he was a part of something coming from Hashirama
That's true.
from like
True.
that trio life. But who knows? It's up.
I still think
No.
it's Yamato. Is it
Yamato?
Yamato or Yamato?
Yamato.
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 Okay, so I'm thinking it's Yamato because while he could use wood techniques, they never seemed to be that powerful before, and all of a sudden he could summon wood things, do these most impressive wood tactics that
The Diet Coke of the Brofist machine.
yeah.
Yep.
So which he never did which this Toby entity never did before. He only basically just summoned like wood planks and wood spikes and stuff like that too.
Or a
the battlefield.
cage.
Right. So I have a feeling that he's using Yamato as a
Puppet.
conduit
Hmm.
to channel more of that power. But yeah. Because I know what's gonna happen. This Toby character's gonna drop dead, and Yamato's gonna wind up naked on the battlefield, going, "What the hell just happened? Why am I naked?"
And then from there, Orochimaru bites his neck. Why am I not surprised by this?
Yes, Orochimaru loves giving boys hickeys
Yeah.
and strange men.
And then
And strange masked men.
And then he explodes for some reason, or it could be the statue just falling down.
Well, he did infect him with a cursed seal, so the Toby character was basically like being infected with his cursed seal, and then had to was basically took on by surprise and shock, and had to actually focus all his attention on making this cursed seal go away or preventing it from spreading, which gave them enough chance to get Karin and everybody else out of there and make their way to guess who?
Mr. Emo Eyes.
And then we got the Toby characters like, oh, well, if they reach him anyway, it's going to be too late. It's too late. He's dead.
And then we get Karin, and she's just like, I can't send Sasuke anymore. I'm just like, well, of course you can't.
Yeah, okay, people, I want to say this right now. You know why Sakura isn't going towards Sasuke right now? Because he has Karin. Okay? There's a reason why Karin has a purpose in this story.
There's a reason. Not an important one, but a reason.
Which some people tend to ignore, but
this
important.
whole chapter just screams NaruSaku and Sasuke Karin at the top of its lungs.
Yeah. No joke.
You can't...
Although this all...
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that you could deny it all you want, but that's what this chapter is screaming in your face.
Okay.
Although this chapter also is so dangerously close to me forcing a retraction on my theory, because
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
yeah.
Hold on, let me grab my popcorn.
If this is actually Sasuke dying, I'm going to have to force a retraction, because, hey, look and behold, I thought I knew him. I think everybody thought he knew him. Wasn't he smarter than this? I mean, this is literally the same character that, in a millisecond, from a nuclear explosion, mind you, summoned a frickin' snake, jumped inside its mouth, and lived through it.
What?
It's
You mean to tell me that Steve was wrong?
What? I said dangerously close. It's not there yet, because I'm still really hoping that this isn't Sasuke. Swear to God, if this is Sasuke, then he is such a dumbass.
And if you're wrong?
And if I'm wrong, then you are allowed to celebrate again.
No, I'm just gonna rub it in your face. So here we have Sasuke coming out of his Genjutsu. I mean, wait a minute. He's on the ground bleeding out of his mouth and coughing up a lung.
Yeah.
Or is that part of a lung? I don't know.
I thought that was his kidney.
Or maybe his testicles, because we never knew where those went.
No, I swear Naruto took those a long time ago.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's go on.
Alright, so
that came out weird.
Tento showing up.
With all this pairing stuff going on in this chapter, and yes, it is pairing stuff, don't kid yourself. Okay. We come back to Madara, who summons the Jubi again and absorbs it, becoming the Ten-Tailed Jinchuriki.
Yeah.
If we haven't seen this before, actually we haven't seen this before, because now that he actually has the real Nine Tails and the real Eight Tails, he now is a more complete version of the Sage of Six Paths.
Well, he's still missing an eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he is complete, if only I'm being nitpicky that
I am complete. Yes, you are. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he goes here. Is this the power of the six paths? Now I'm only missing the left eye.
Now, I'll be honest with you, like, this was the spoiler page that came up, if I remember correctly. And when I first saw this, I initially thought, wait a second, is that Jiraiya? Because I know Jiraiya has, like, the same hair color and stuff, so I was like, so this is where you've been, Jiraiya. You came back with the new clothes and the new staff, and
Jiraiya,
What?
you are a little bitch. You are a little bitch. You know
What?
that?
I'd written 3 more porn stories for Kakashi.
Yeah. You're one buyer who buys like thousands of copies of the same book.
I know, right?
I was so sure that Tsunade died during the pain invasion that I didn't want to come
I
back.
swear to God, the last page of this manga should be Naruto picking out the book again and goes, I get it, it's porn!
I finally understand.
And I would be like, that was the whole purpose of the manga right there. We
Yeah.
finally got to that point.
Naruto finally realizes his master wrote porn.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think he already knew what porn. I don't know. I think he already knew what porn is the moment he developed the sexy jutsu.
Yeah.
True.
That's fair.
Jiraiya, the original 4chan.
Although maybe he discovered the images and didn't know what it was, but biological
heard of
instinct a biological instinct in him turned on and said, "Hey."
Apparently, these men get turn really funny and collapse when I turn into this partially naked woman covered by clouds.
Yeah, maybe he's like innocent like Goku.
Oh damn, my penis is seen to have been stricken by rigor mortis.
Yeah, he's probably like Goku. Huh, that must be wrong. Yeah, these women are poor because they don't have any clothes. They're naked.
Anyway, moving on from this part, Madara after that, like, I guess he flees from the scene.
Madara
And then we cut to the most talked about scene that's been going on in the forums ever since the chapter came out.
Yes, and we are going to explain this for all you Naruhina and Sasuke fans that are claiming the crap that is not true, at least for the majority of the NaruSaku fan base, and that is that it is CPR.
Yes, it is
Yes.
CPR.
Because
It is
we have this scene of Sakura literally going down, Sakura putting her lips on Naruto, and breathing in.
While
Trying to
pinching his
inflate
nose.
basically trying to inflate his lungs. It is CPR. However, this is not that common in Japan. It actually is rather uncommon for something like this to occur. And why in Japan, why they consider this scene the big kissu, or the deep kissu, which is kind of funny.
And also, we have here Sakura just reflecting on some of Naruto's mannerisms. I'm a super elite ninja, and one day I'll become Hokage. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Remember it! I'll become Hokage, and I'll surpass all my predecessors. Believe it!
Yeah.
I always liked how he always went to remember it all the time. It was kind of like a childish, adorable moment.
Yeah.
Breathe! You know, she's on top and going, breathe! Breathe!
Be like Larry the Lobster. Breathe, darn you! Kia, 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 kia.
There is something funny about
That's
this.
the last time I read and swim.
Yeah. There's actually something funny about this page that which, by the way, that must have been an Naruhina fan and wrote this chapter. Anyway, but there's something funny about this page that was brought up by our Japanese friends on the NaruSaku forum, and that is the kanji sound effect on this panel is meaning that of rising. But what's funny about this kanji used for the sound effect is this sound effect kanji is mostly used when boys get a boner. I am not kidding. Japan is actually having a field day with this chapter because of this, and is laughing their asses off Because Kishimoto is actually trying to insinuate that Naruto is having a boner, at least according to the sound effect
Doesn't-
kanji.
It doesn't help that it's sorta near the belt line.
Yeah. And Sakura is looking at it rise.
Sales Day 1, Volume 69. All I'm gonna say.
That was very sexual.
669, Naruto and Sakura make babies.
Wonderful scene of babies.
Anyway, going forward, while she's singing back to this, she's saying, "Your stupid dream now it is," and then, "I won't let you die. I absolutely won't let you die." And then,
It's
This
right
part-
in front of us.
yep.
And then we get the mysterious foot from hell.
It's Kabuto.
Yes.
Yeah, Kabuto.
Well,
Up to not be Kabuto.
Now, I want to bring up something here. So, it's when Sakura's panel came to an end, like, we jumped to Sasuke, and then the thing the Sasuke fans don't get is, like, there was a panel right before when Sasuke shows up. And they assume, like, oh, she's looking at Sasuke. I'm like, no, that just means they're getting to Minato.
And if you look, there's leaves in the wind, which implies forest, not
Yeah.
rocks.
mhm.
Yeah, they're probably about a good kilometer away from Sasuke. There is no way. Okay? I'm really tired of this pairing war when it comes to crap like this, where the other fandoms get so desperate that it's like, oh, Sakura looked up, and without even telling you, we automatically know that she's looking at Sasuke. How would you know that? They're not even on the same parts of the battle. We know, and it's like, are you
You know,
serious?
I want to bring up the point of Sakura gave up on Sasuke right before Naruto went to get the Nine Tails under control. She went to go kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
we always know that Sasuke was always a big douchebag to all the women in this entire
Yeah.
series, so...
But it kind of begs the question, like, what makes you think they're still going to get together? She tried to murder the dude.
And what's more, he tried to kill her twice in the same arc.
in return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the double standard, people. Prepare for this. This is double standard warning. She tried to kill him because she loved him. But she couldn't do it because she loves him. Yeah, Sasuke fans, that's your excuse for everything. Because she loved him.
She couldn't do it because it was Naruto's fight. She realized that.
Yeah.
It's Naruto's fight, not hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she probably couldn't do it because, well, it's her teammate. It's her friend. Could you do it? Could you
If you
kill?
grew up, if you grew up with someone that saved your life multiple times, could you kill that person?
Well, Sasuke didn't save her life at all.
True,
Yeah.
but I mean, in part one, she equated everything that had happened, all the victories, to Sasuke's skill. So,
Except
Yeah.
for the one Sasuke actually literally denied and says, well, actually, it was Naruto that did that, not me.
Yeah.
well,
I didn't
actually,
really give a shit
Naruto
about it.
kicked his ass. I was unconscious like a little bitch.
Oh. I was too busy in the corner being moody.
Yep.
I had my emo eyes going, and I was staring off into the
I'm
sunset.
trying to look cool.
Then I was there hearing off what some of the Leaf members talking about Itachi returns. I'm just like, where? It's funny because I'm just like, Sasuke, you poor little dog. Running off your master.
See,
Or
this
to
is,
get beat up again.
if I was in this manga, I would be messing with Sasuke with that. I would just scream out at the top of my lungs while I'm standing next to him, "Hey, Itachi, you're back!" And then watch him react. Made you look, and then run away like a maniac.
You know he'd be coming for you,
I
and you don't
care.
want to mercy kill yourself like Donzo and Deidara.
I don't care. He has a Chidori through my chest. Totally worth it.
Worth it.
You know what, though? I'll be honest. Like, the first time I saw some of Sasuke's fights in Shippuden, I actually thought, oh. I thought, wow, he actually fought through these things. But then I went back and reread everything, and then I thought, he ass-pulled half the stuff that he did. It wasn't even a full fight.
Yeah, we discussed this on the last podcast. Sasuke has never won a fight. All his fights either ended up with people like
Stepping in for him.
stepping in for him, finishing themselves off, or just couldn't take it anymore.
And
Yeah.
mercy killing themselves.
Yeah, or
Yes.
was dying already. So, like with Itachi,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny how Itachi could kick Sasuke's ass when he's dying and guaranteed to die eventually. Meanwhile, like, imagine Itachi at full power. No. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
Sasuke, you would have lost that fight.
It would have been Sasuke. Itachi would have slapped him, and his head would have
Yeah.
rolled.
It's a Sasuke, I'm dying of a rare disease that only affects ninjas and is going to kill me, but I'm using my will to survive. Why do you get that? Because I had to give you a handicap. That's
Only
it.
affects Uchiha.
That
Gross.
reminds me, and I'm gonna make another comment because this was actually pretty funny. In Celebrity Deathmatch, this reminds me of one time when it was like the guy from Jackass versus this sports guy who was in a wheelchair. And the guy from Jackass is like, "Man, this is so unfair. I think one of us is handicapped." And the guy in the wheelchair is like, "Oh, okay, hold on." He takes a nail, he shoves it through his head. He goes, "There, is that better? Is everything even?" And the Jackass guy's like, "Yeah, that's better."
uh,
Uh,
for me, overall, this chapter, it was better than okay, but it wasn't in.
I'd give it a,
It's on the verge of being great. I'd give
Yeah.
I'd give it a 92 out of 100. It's on the verge of being great, but there's still a couple of things that don't do it for me.
yeah, Sasuke. You lose 8 points just for having Sasuke in the scenes.
I give it an 8 out of 10 because I really liked the chapter. It put me on the edge of my seat like they used to.
Mhm.
So it was kind of like I give it an 8 out of 10 for nostalgia's sake, really.
I give it a 10 out of 10 because I know it will piss off the Naruto fans when I do.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Of course.
For me, I'd give it like a 9 out of 9.5 out of 10 because I used to give it around like 7 out of 10 and 8 out of 10 on like before this review came out, but like
before this review
or chapter like that. But like before Madara stepped in, like that tension's coming back now. So I'm just like, shit, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like reading comic books over here in the United States. If anyone collects comic books anyway.
I do.
I used to, and occasionally still do.
Superman's my man.
Except, we have to wait once a month. Like, goddamn, what's gonna happen next? Well, you gotta wait till next month, because I have to do it in color.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Yeah.
Damn it! I want to know if Batman's actually going to survive the Joker's trap this time. Of course he is, but... And by the way, Naruto fans, Sasuke fans, I know what you guys are saying, okay? I'm not stupid. We all read Tumblr, we all read Twitter, we all read DeviantArt. No. NaruSaku fans do not think the CPR is romantic at all. However, what is romantic is the very essence of the scene that is being portrayed, and that is Sakura willing to do anything to keep Naruto's dream alive, to keep him alive. If that is not dedication to love, I don't know what is. You all guys want to sit here and say that Hinata doing whatever she can to save Naruto's life is considered love? Well, then here's Sakura literally grabbing the guy's heart, trying to beat the damn thing with their own hands to keep him alive. And you guys are going to be like, oh, well, it's just strictly platonic. No.
Yeah.
No.
You don't just grab some dude's heart and be platonic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to be platonic, you would have just let him die, not rip open his chest and grab his heart.
I mean, honestly, it's still quite funny how these comments are still going on about like her trying to sacrifice her life and stuff and doing the chill thing. I'm like, she's not gonna do it.
She doesn't know how.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at the manga, Chio never taught that ability to anyone but her.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she died, and then even she got sealed away before she even had a chance to do it. Sorry.
It's not just that, but also this chapter, like I said, we're gonna go to Minato, so until then, yeah, but no.
And there's plenty of other people on the battlefield that could easily sacrifice themselves for Naruto's sake, such as, oh, wait a minute, who's that other guy on the field that we forgot about? Oh, yeah, Obito.
Yeah.
Don't you think Obito, who's already dying, could say, you know what, I'm already dying. Fuck it, I'm gonna
path
sacrifice.
of life.
Yeah.
Path of Life, bring everybody back.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring at least Naruto back to life, and if it's any consolation, if it means any redemption, at all, this is the best I could do. You know,
I'm
there's
gonna
Naruto
try.
back to
I'm
life.
gonna die trying, kind of thing.
Yeah. So, yeah. And by the way, if the idea is that Sakura should die for Naruto's life, which again, according to you Narahina fans, is considered true love, and Naruto ends up with Hinata because Sakura is dead, guess what? That makes Hinata the backup plan and means he does not really love her in the first place. It just
Yep.
means he has no other choice.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
She's the rebound.
Yeah, which again,
she's his depressed rebound.
yeah, which again, according to you Narahina fans, is bad. Because you say this all the time about Sakura. Well, Sakura's only going to get with Naruto because she can't have Sasuke, so he's nothing but a rebound character. Yeah, what do you think Hinata will be if Sakura died?
Same thing.
Yeah. So I'm tired of these arguments. I'm putting a stop to it right now. You Narahina fans, really, you are like, I mean, I've heard of people with double standards, but you guys are the absolute worst. Not only that, you guys are so fucking low that you actually have artists replacing Hinata in the CPR scene. Putting Hinata where Sakura is. How low can you guys get? You sit here and criticize the scene, and you throw it out the window, and you say it means nothing, and yet you still put Hinata in Sakura's
And
place.
even then, it's not like they can go in and change Kishi's original release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even when it came to the hug scene, I remember I looked like there was some art, and it was instead of Sakura hugging Naruto, it was Hinata. I'm just like,
You can tell it's fake too. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not hard to tell.
Yeah, and it's sometimes some of them were just badly proportioned. Like, damn, Photoshop failure.
Yeah, Hinata's much taller in this than she is in real life.
Yeah.
But, my god. And don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong about this here. Kishimoto can write the story any way he wants to. But
It's his
he's written it
story.
this way.
Yeah.
Okay, if he wanted Sakura to be with Sasuke, he would have set that scene up. If he wanted Hinata to be with Naruto, he would have set that scene up perfectly. But he didn't. He set up so Sakura would be with Naruto and Karin will be with Sasuke. Accept it or don't. But it's not going to change that fact.
yeah.
Speaking of the Naruhina fans, James, I've already got hate mail.
Oh, yeah. So, the Lordy here is about, used to be a Naruhina fan. And used to be actually part of the website, too.
Yeah.
And now he's getting all this hate mail. You're a traitor. You're a bastard. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah,
I
blah.
should go to jail for for treason. And
You should kill yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I'm
Why
sitting
don't we
going
read
like,
some of them?
yeah.
Nah, they're not worth it.
Yeah, it's not. You know, they're already making a laugh of themselves by this chapter already and what they're doing with it. So yeah,
I could read some, but then I'd get some of them are really personal, and I don't feel like getting into it with a Naruhina fan, as they don't argue with logic. They argue with, I'm right, you're wrong.
yeah.
But I could point out, because poor literacy is cool.
Man, I wonder who's worse, a Dragon Ball Z fanboy or a Naruhina fanboy.
Naruhina.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. The Dragon Ball Z fanboys are pretty bad too when it came to the Superman fight. But
Oh, man. Superman
that
was going to
death
win no matter
battle.
what. Sorry, yeah, Superman did win through a technicality, but that's kind of winning. Just
Yeah.
because he won through a technicality does not mean he didn't win.
Although I will say this, between as far as character personalities, Goku is pretty consistent, while Superman has fluctuated between a really anti-hero and just a goody two shoes.
Well, it depends on who he's dealing with.
And it depends on the writer.
Yeah.
You know, we need to make Superman more badass.
And then you've got dark side fights that no matter which writer you're talking about, he's a freaking raging psychopath in those fights.
a bloodlusted Superman. Now that's a scary thought. I'd rather
People
put up
give
with a
it thought.
bloodlusted Goku.
Because at least Goku
course,
won't
that-
attack innocent people.
Yeah.
Of course, then I also see on YouTube these ridiculous videos on Superman versus Batman. I mean, really? You're gonna pit up a a non-superpowered man against a superpowered man. Who do you
Yeah.
think is going to win?
If you're following the
I-
Justice
Well, of
League
course,
story,
Batman, because he has his infamous prep time. And speaking of which, Batman could beat Goku easily with that prep time too, apparently. Because if he could beat Superman and Superman can kill Goku, then Batman could easily kill Goku with it.
well, if you also go by the Justice League, Superman gave Batman kryptonite to stop him. Come on.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as just, let's say Batman didn't have kryptonite on him, or somehow it just...
He'd be very hard pressed to do anything to Superman.
Oh yeah.
He would be very hard pressed.
Yeah.
It'd be more of like a game of cat and mouse rather than a real fight.
I think the point we're trying to make here on this tangent is that fanboys, despite facts, will never accept the truth. And the truth is that Batman may be the more popular hero now, but Superman has been a lot longer. And I don't know about you, but when I listen to the song by Daughtry, it's waiting for Superman, not waiting for Batman.
Yeah.
There's no songs about Batman being son. It's all about Superman or being Superman or waiting for Superman or being saved by Superman, you know? So it's
Superman has had a way longer time in the spotlight than
75 years. Dynasty.
Mhm.
and he's even
Also-
got Power Girl and all these spare superheroes with his powers.
In fact, and I'm going to say this right now because I know nobody's going to believe me, or at least the Dragon Ball Z fans are not going to believe me, but if Superman didn't exist, neither would Goku, because that's where the inspiration came from for that character.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Akira Toriyama actually specifically says, "Oh, I read American comics like Superman, and it gave me ideas for Goku." And it's like, yeah, we could tell. The only thing Goku
Superhuman.
didn't
Well,
wear was a cape.
I will say this. Here, my favorite hero from DC is Batman, and my favorite hero from Marvel is Spider-Man.
Favorite hero from Marvel, Wolverine. I've always liked the anti-heroes.
Fuck
For
that,
me-
Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool. He's freaking hilarious.
4chan,
Yeah, but Deadpool's
superhero
an
form.
anti. Deadpool's just an anti. He's not a hero. He's not a villain. He's not an ass. He's not a good guy. He's just there. I wouldn't count him as anything in
Which,
particular.
by the way, if you guys haven't played the Deadpool game,
Oh my god!
I would play it.
I played that. I was too. I couldn't play it because I was too busy laughing.
Yeah.
As far as I go, I'd have to say for me, for Marvel, it has to be Spider-Man. Then for DC, like I do like Superman, but I prefer Batman because I think he's like more of like a realistic hero. I think people can relate to him
What?
somewhat.
Okay, so Batman's a little bit more down to earth. I admit that, but in no way is he
Down to
that
earth.
realistic.
As in he's not an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But my personally for DC, it's got to be Supergirl. I'm sorry,
Supergirl.
fanboy going there, but yeah.
She gives you a super boner, right? Ha-ha!
And I will say this, for me, I like as far as DC goes, I like the DC animated universe because at least they're more consistent than their comic book counterparts. I mean, seriously. I mean, sure, if you collect them and if you can accept what happens, that's fine. But me personally, I like consistency. I don't like reading a comic. I don't like reading in one comic Superman can juggle 5 planets on his pinky, and in another comic he's just a total wimp.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I like the raging psychopath Superman.
Okay, so to bring this back into Naruto, because we're kind of going way off tangent for this one.
Yeah.
Sharknado.
Superman is my most favorite superhero of all time, and I'll tell you why. It's not the powers. It's not the stories. It's not the struggles either. Even though people argue Superman never struggles, but that's a lie. What I like most about Superman is that he's one of the few heroes that actually inspires hope in people. Kind of similar to how Naruto is today, who inspires hope in people. I don't see Goku doing that. I don't see any other, character really doing that in most other anime and manga. They don't try to inspire hope. Hell, Vash tries to change people and they just don't listen. But, most other people, they don't try to inspire hope into the people they're trying to protect. They're just like this big brother that says, well, if trouble comes along, I'll take care of it. But they never try to, like, teach people anything. And that's what Superman does. Some of my best comics, especially by Grant Morrison, has, like, Superman that's, like, where he like tells the Flash, because the Flash is like, oh, then what did he like? Superman's like, we're not there to baby them, humanity. We're there to teach them what it is to be right and wrong. That's our job. And then the Flash is like, anyway, Superman's like, sorry. He's like, one day they won't need us. And then Flash is like, then what's the point of our existence? Why are we here? And Superman says, we're here to help them if they fall. We're not here to help them to climb that obstacle. And that's the whole point. This is like Naruto. Naruto is the same exact way. He's not there to hold your hand. He's not there to hold your hand and lead you to the promised land. He's there to help you make it on your own steam, to teach you how to do things, and to show that. And yes, he will take care of the bigger problems that you cannot handle, because he knows you can't handle it. But if you're fully capable of taking care of it yourself, he will inspire you to take action on your own merit.
I mean, look at Shikamaru.
Yeah.
He wants to now be Naruto's advisor. He never wanted to do... He didn't want to do anything before Naruto
You could
came
say
around.
He didn't want to do jack shit.
Yeah.
He wanted to play board games and...
But he had
Watch
one of the...
clouds.
Yeah.
He was the most talented ninja of his time based on tactical skill.
But here's the thing.
And he didn't want to do anything until Naruto came and inspired him.
Well, it's not only just that, though. I also feel like Asuma's death was also the other reason, because that threw a big impact on him, too.
Well, yeah, it started to change, but if you remember, the only person that he had that could relate to him was Naruto.
Yeah.
Because Jiraiya died. They had that relation there.
Mhm.
Both their masters had died, and they felt shitty about it.
Yeah. It's kind of like how we need someone... Like, you need someone from your generation, not the previous one, to actually be the one to stand up and tell you how things should be.
It's kind of like how teenagers don't listen to their parents, they listen to other teenagers.
Right. And if if one teenager stands up and says, hey, you know what? This is crap. We don't need to be doing drugs. We need to be doing the right thing. We need to build our future so maybe one day when we have kids, we can give them something.
Then others will follow because someone from their generation is making the stand.
Yeah. Because parents can tell you everything. They could try to teach you as much as you want, but...
But it doesn't mean the same thing because they don't go through the same struggles you are right now.
Yeah. More relatable.
Yeah.
And who has struggled more than Naruto? What's that? Sasuke.
He had his clan killed, and then he went all emo on everyone
Yeah.
and didn't give a shit.
Yeah, and then he goes to Konoha, and everybody loved him. The class loved him. The people loved him. He didn't give a shit. He just like, I want revenge.
He's like, oh, hell, everybody here babies me.
Yeah.
They
You
didn't
know
do
what?
jack shit, they just loved you.
Yeah, and he willingly gave it up. This is why I don't feel sorry for Sasuke, because he willingly gave up everything.
Yeah. And, I mean, I mentioned this up in my discussion that I did last night, but I mentioned the fact that Itachi said to Naruto that Sasuke is like a blank canvas that can be dyed in any color. And I know people said, Itachi said still, but if you look back at it, when Obito, who was Toby at the time, told Sasuke about a story, he wanted to destroy the village. And then when Hashirama came in, same thing. So he's just being dyed in a different color. So who's to say if when Sasuke gets his power up, Madara is going to taunt him in like, you see what I just did? That's because of me. If you didn't, you couldn't have gotten that if it wasn't for me trying to kill you.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a Kuna. I'm going to dye him red.
Pull the psychopath treatment.
Oh, wait. Madara
right on the ground in his blood. Sasuke was here.
So was Itachi.
They had their period together.
Hey, don't make fun of Itachi. He was actually
Okay,
one
I'm
of the
sorry.
cool ones.
Yeah.
He was actually one of the
Itachi
cool
was really
ones.
Cool. Yeah, Itachi was cool. I'm sorry. Kabuto.
If a bit short-sighted in terms of how his actions are
Well,
going
he was
to
going
affect
blind.
the future.
That's where he was going blind.
So yeah, he pretty much was short-sighted, literally.
Yeah.
I can't see anything.
I can't see anything past my hand. Your
That's-
hand's not being held up. Then what the hell is in front of me? Nothing.
Did you try to flip me off? No.
Should I leave my little brother alive so that he can resent me for all the wrong reasons? Nah, I'm sure nothing will come wrong of that. Not.
I think Itachi just killed the entire clan because he's just like, you know what? Fuck Sasuke.
They ate my final cookie.
Aw, your poor cookie.
What was the I think there was a comic that somebody did one time, like the real reason behind the Uchiha massacre, and it was because of Sasuke wouldn't leave him the fuck alone. Or something like
he did it to piss off
no,
Sasuke.
no, I remember now. Like he did something. Like they caught Itachi like dancing in his underwear doing something, and like it went on YouTube, or it went around the village. Everybody saw it, and he's like, "I must kill them all."
He wanted revenge.
Yeah,
Lesson from this one: don't make fun of adults. They will
Yes.
screw you.
yes, and not in a sexy way either, or give you candy for it.
They're not people from Family Guy.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Child rape is not cool. Don't do it.
Don't. Come on, guys. Be adults, not little children.
Because if you do
No,
it,
actually,
they
they
will
should be
kill you
little
in
children.
prison.
Because at least little children are malleable and can be open up to new ideas. Adults are more like cynical, and
That's true.
so I'd rather be a kid
Okay.
at heart because that means I'm
Yeah.
always learning.
Be a fun-loving, easygoing adult. That way, you're more malleable and willing to accept other ideas. I'm an adult, but I don't care.
Being
Yeah.
be an adult in head and a child in heart.
Yep. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I should write that down.
My friend got a shirt of that.
Never learn. You
Uh,
never
uh,
grow up. You
I'll put
just learn how to act in public.
I'll put it right next to my shirt with a Nintendo controller that says "Know your roots."
You know, I'm gonna laugh if a dialogue like that appears in the future Naruto chapter. I'm gonna be like, why does this remind me? Oh, right, Lord Fat.
Lord Fat.
He wants your cookies.
Why Lord Fat anyway? I never understood.
Through high school, I was bullied for being a fat guy, right? I'm not nearly as fat as I was, but I was kind of shorter and pudgy. So instead of taking it as an insult, I turned it into a joke. And now, throughout the whole high school, I'm known as Lord Fat. The principals call me it. Teachers, kids, everyone knows me as Lord Fat because I turned an insult into a joke.
Yes, everybody makes fun of you, and then you're like, "This is what I do. I sit on you, sit on you, sit."
Well, no, so it started
They
out
never
with
made fun of you ever again.
It started out with a jock coming up and like calling me fat. It's like, well, if I'm fat, can I have your cake? Can I have your brownie? And he's like, sure. And he gave it to me. I ate it anyway. And he's like, wait, what? It's like, you said I was fat, so I ate the chocolate. Does that make me fat? And he's like, son of a bitch.
Thank you, Lord Fat, for having a good sense of humor and being a good sport.
Yeah.
We need more people like you in this world.
Yes.
Thank you.
Whether
You
you're
were
fat,
there, Lucky, when that happened. Weren't you, or was that Patrick?
I think I was there. Yeah.
I would say this: between Goku and Superman, at least Goku can do this.
Yeah. Okay, let's find out.
what, lose?
Once you find out,
At least Goku could do what? Do this. What? Die?
Well, unlike most manga, unlike most anime, in the Goku verse, you can just wish your friends back to life.
Goku,
In
the
Naruto, you've actually got to try.
Goku, the only
Yeah. The only time we had to survive.
That picture.
Goku, the only person able to break the manga. Deadpool was doing that long before.
Deadpool would like climb down the page.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I need to come back here at night. Hold on. Grabs the panel, jumps over to the next thing. There we go. Nighttime.
Yep.
I mean, the only closest thing we've got to reviving is like pain. That was it. We haven't had it since then. Well, and
Lady Chio, but she had to literally sacrifice. They both killed themselves doing it.
I mean, I guess in a way you could say Madara since he got his flesh back.
Well, I don't think Madara was ever truly dead.
Came
Yeah.
like a Dragon
The
Ball.
Black Zetsu was a section of Madara that was still alive. So I never think Madara truly died. He just transferred his existence into something else.
Oh my god, when that chapter came out, I was actually scared because I thought,
What, are we reading Naruto or Harry Potter? I'm gonna make a
Yes.
Horcrux.
Yeah.
The answer to your question is yes.
Yes.
you know what's surprising? I was looking back at some of my volumes that I got, and from volume 59 up to now, we've been stuck in one fight. That's something I didn't realize up until, like, just a few days ago.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I wanted to bring this up on the podcast because I thought about it, and then I wanted to bring this up. You remember how we bring up the fact that Sai actually asked Naruto if he's in love with Sakura, and he actually basically admits it?
Yeah.
And he says, like,
Yeah.
the only reason I can't tell her is because he can't keep his promises. Yeah, I've had so many people be like, oh, but that happened years ago. Everything could have changed. No, okay? What seems like years to us has been maybe a week for them.
Yeah,
The
and
time
it's
frame.
like he said he couldn't keep his promise with Sasuke. He doesn't want to say anything or try anything until he brings Sasuke back. Now, does Sasuke have to be alive? Please no, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just people have to understand you fandoms out there because some people get it, most people don't. You have to understand a time frame within these mangas. Even Dragon Ball Z heavily abuses time in this thing. So what could be like 2 years could be 5 minutes. And believe me, this whole battle with
Has
Obito
been
and
less
Madara,
than 2 days.
yeah, has been 2.5 years for us, 2 days for them.
And 10 plus volumes, at least 10 plus.
Yeah.
Although it wasn't nearly as bad as, let's say, in Bleach when
The Aizen
I
fight.
forget. It was like
I don't think
The-
that fight was that long in Bleach, was it? For the manga?
yeah. In Bleach, the Soul Society arc dragged on for like forever.
Yeah.
Well, I understood that because they were trying to introduce a whole society at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of made sense, and at the same time, it's like, hurry your asses up. I'm bored.
This is the donut shop. This is the gun shop. This is the liquor shop. This
This is
the
the suicide booth.
But of course, the Soul Society doesn't compare between the Aranica arc, which spanned, I believe, from chapter 183 to 423.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah, that I remember.
So yeah, just because it takes us years does not mean it takes them years. It could be 5 minutes for all we know.
Mhm.
And it's been 2.5 days in Naruto.
Which is how long he's been fighting for. Unlike,
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Sasuke's a little bitch. If he just gets stabbed and he goes down.
Yeah.
Naruto's been fighting for 2.5 days. Gets the Nine Tails ripped out of him. He has more of a reason to be dying than Sasuke and his punk ass self.
I know,
Plot
right?
convenience.
The only
Aha.
time to die is when Naruto dies. That's it.
Apparently, swords are Sasuke's kryptonite.
And you know Sasuke's going to survive because Kishi said he was going to be the final villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but of course for
He's
some
got
reason.
plot shield, and so does Naruto.
Yeah.
They've got plot shield.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I mean, people have been saying that, oh, Team Taka's good now. I'm just like I remember doing a prediction when this was like way before I started joining the forums, but this was like right after 626 came out, and I was like, you know what, though, if Sasuke is gonna turn good after this whole Hashirama stuff, it's gonna be temporary. It's not gonna last throughout the whole.
Here's something interesting.
What?
These chapters are not meant for Naruto and Sasuke development. This is for the girls' development.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At least it's volume. Yeah, it is.
Like, there's Naruto and Sasuke are not getting development this chapter. They're just on
They're
the
dead.
ground.
They're just like on the ground
Yeah,
eating dirt
glug,
or sand.
glug. You know, so it's basically for Sakura and Karin to have their moment in the sun.
Mhm.
Or moon, I guess. You know, in this case.
At least for
Okay,
Sakura, I believe the last time she's had a major part like this was volume 66, right?
I mean, I almost when I first read like that he was going to turn the moon, I was half expecting someone to pull a Piccolo and blow up the moon.
This ain't Dragon Ball Z, boy.
I know.
Get the shit outta
But
here.
of course, We haven't established that these ninja can somehow inexplicably fire energy beams from their hands.
Yeah. Hey, do we still have Datara captured? Yeah. All right, chuck him
Yeah.
into the moon.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, it was this is the first thought. It's like destroy the moon, like Piccolo. Oh wait, this isn't Dragon Ball Z.
Just destroy the moon, yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Which
Obito
then comes to
appreciates it. Hey, that's not fair.
It's not cool, man.
Which then comes up to another controversial topic that's been going on for years, actually since this war started, which is like, is this the last arc in Naruto? And I've stated this several times. No, it's not.
It's on its last leg. But unless Sasuke ends up being the last fight in the war, no.
And here's the other thing, like, in the recent interview that Kishi did, he said that Naruto's heading towards its ending. He didn't say it's at its ending.
Bleach is in its final arc, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of weird.
Kishimoto also said he was planning to make Sasuke Hokage, but as I said to a couple of friends of mine, I was discussing this, who got really pissed off at the fact, oh, they're gonna make Sasuke Hokage? No, because Kishi does not like to spoil things in his manga. If the fact that he said he had the idea to make Sasuke Hokage and he admitted this, that means he's not gonna do it in the manga because that would be spoiling it. That spoils 3 major plot points: A, Sasuke lives; B, Sasuke gets redeemed; and C, Sasuke becomes Hokage.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, if you really go back and look, Naruto said he was going to. Naruto and Sasuke basically agreed one of us is walking away from our next fight. Only one of us. The other one's going to die.
And you can tell, like, with this fight, they're just only being backup. Once Madara's out of the picture, they're out of there.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So if people get surprised, like, oh my god, Team Talk betrayal. I've been calling it since they agreed.
Yeah.
I personally, what was Orochimaru doing? Honestly, really and truly, what was he doing besides, like, because he wasn't fighting, which generally means Orochimaru's planning something. What was he planning?
Like what I said before, he's planning on making the next move.
Taking over
Well, we
the
all
world.
know he has an ulterior motive.
He's planning on taking over the world. Of course!
Yeah. That's why he's not really helping out as much as the other people are.
Yeah. Orochimaru's kind of like, well, if I don't help out, they're going to blow up the earth anyway, so, you know. And I would hate that.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I'm going to make a disappearance.
I'm going to sneak into the brush like a true snake.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull a snake from Metal Gear Solid thing and put a box over my body and hide.
Yes, and exclamation points over my head. Otacon. Metal Gear.
That's what I went to Akon as. I put a giant box over my body and attached a little exclamation point.
Guess who I am? A retard. No, I'm Snake. What's the difference?
I couldn't help it. It was too easy.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna get thousands of angry letters from the Metal Gear fans. How dare you make fun of Snake like that?
Matt, I'm still getting hate mail. Don't even go there. It's kind of funny to read it though.
Yeah. You know, going back to the whole scene with Sasuke in part 1, though, when he told Sakura that, hey, it wasn't me that protected you, it was Naruto, that also kind of got me thinking, like, what if Naruto, like, you know, tells his dad that, you know, thanks for giving me the chakra to help to defeat Madara, and this is, like, right before he goes, like, Minato says, you shouldn't thank me entirely, it's thanks to her. And, you know, he points to Sakura and said, if it wasn't for her, you'd be dead. Yeah.
You'd be 6 feet under, boy.
Oh, what's that? I just heard 1,000 cries from our hero fandom if that happened. They all screamed out in terror.
No, you see, if that happens, you're gonna see. Oh, the next thing on the news, you're gonna see schools on fire, things being lit up. It's like, oh my god, no, Sakura's getting Naruto, kill everyone.
Actually, you know what? I think I'll call that. I thought that's what Minato's gonna say to Naruto before he leaves. The final thing.
So
Be
we're either gonna
prepared.
have we're gonna have that, and we're gonna have an OVA scene, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost going to say that it's probably more or less going to be exactly like the OVA scene, minus a couple of details such as Sasuke's headband off in the background, and the fact that the sun will probably not be hitting Naruto's face or their bodies.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see. If Sasuke and Naruto actually wait to fight when they're at full power, do you think they're going to go back to Final Valley? I hope so.
I think so. Now,
Mhm.
see, here's the thing I got from one of my comments on my video. Let me find it real quick. Pretty
Die,
much.
burn in hell. You deserve that.
No, like, so pretty much, this YouTuber said that he respects my opinion and stuff, and he said he said that Naruto's gonna be ending this year, and then how there's a total of 4 volumes in a year, so he thinks that Kishi's gonna cut this into 2 parts, like this volume and the next one being on Madara, and then the last 2 being on Sasuke, and I just don't see him like cutting that much out for Sasuke's part, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look back at Sasuke Retrieval, that lasts like 6 volumes, 6, 7, I think. I think it was 8. Yeah, at least 8 volumes. So.
I'm sorry. Someone messaged me on YouTube on my review I did. Basically, it was a private message, and they said, "You did a horrible review. You betrayed the Naruhina fan base. Why are you such an evil person? I don't know how to respond to this. What should I say?"
Just ignore them. I get
Go
hit
fuck
like
yourself.
I love it when people respond like that because I know it means that they see the logic and they just don't want to know it.
All I know is all I know is to reply with one simple thing. You mad, bro?
No, tell him this. Knock knock. Who's there? Go fuck yourself.
Catch me if you can.
X-Men First Class. Classic. But yeah. So, if anything, I'll say Naruto will probably end early 2015. At best.
Yeah. Hopefully with NaruSaku. I mean, but it's just amazing. This chapter just opens up so much for NaruSaku. There's many ways that this can go.
Yeah.
Here's one thing. How do you guys see the volume cover once this comes out?
I actually foresee a volume cover with Karin and Sakura standing back to back.
I thought it would be speak English words proper. Sakura and Karin holding Naruto and Sasuke, their respective couples, right?
Yeah.
With Madara, like a shadow of Madara in the background.
I could see that, actually.
Yes, and
Or it
way
could-
at the bottom of the volume cover is Hinata crying her eyes out.
Or it could be a callback to, if you remember the volume 6 the volume 6 cover where it was Sakura and Ino standing there, and there was the shadows of Naruto and Sasuke in the background. So maybe it'll be something like that, where the two are just standing tall and proud, or
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It'll probably be until summer, which is going to be a long wait. But until then, we've got Volume 68's cover, which is what?
I'm
March?
not worried.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, Naruhito want to throw up his temper tantrums. You don't scare me. There's no threat that you can throw at me.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing. I'm just sitting there smiling. It's like me with that smile, SpongeBob smile, and this Naruhito fans are like Squidward. You won't listen to me
You
when
were
I'm
ri-
yelling at you. Mm-mm.
Oh
You
my
like NaruSaku, don't you, Squidward? Yes! I admit it, SpongeBob! I love NaruSaku!
Just
I knew it all along, Squidward. No one can resist it after the first couple of chapters. And then he starts... I don't know what he starts doing. Like, wait, you can't take it in all at once! Squidward, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna blow up? No!
okay. So take
Look
the
what
scene
I
from Dark Knight with the
did.
Joker, right?
Where
And
it'll go to your head, and then you'll blow up.
but yeah, take the scene from the Dark Knight. You have these two ships. One's Naruhina and one is Sasuke, and then you see the Joker going like, "And here we go."
Want to know how I got these scars? My father was a Naruhina fan.
And my mother was a Sasuke fan.
And I was a NaruSaku fan. Well, one night, he comes home crazier than usual. Mommy gets the manga to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So
So then
me
he comes
watching,
over.
me watching, he
Comes
shoves
over.
he shoves the manga down her, laughing.
And he comes over to me saying, "Why so serious?"
Why? Why so double standard? I don't know. We're not intimidated by development. You know, you remind me of my father. I hated my father.
My father.
Yes, I've actually done this with somebody
But
on the
that's-
forum, I forget, but we were doing this whole back and forth. You know, like
Like,
Nar-
like
like one of the pairing words were like in a Batman universe with the Joker being NaruSaku, with the with Harvey Dent being Naruhina.
Oh.
oh.
You know, because of Two-Face, you know? And Kishimoto being Batman.
Let her
like-
go. Very poor choice of words.
Yeah. We are tonight's entertainment.
I wonder what Kishi's brother is. That's my.
I think he'll just go along with whatever
But I
Kishimoto writes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I tell people tomorrow that I'm gonna blow up, if I'm gonna have Naruto and Sakura hug, nobody panics because it's all according to plan. But if I tell them that one little Hinata will hold Naruto's hand, well then everyone loses their minds.
And
Okay,
then he gives,
I'm done.
and then Harvey Dent points the gun at the Joker's head since he's NaruSaku, and he says, "You live, you die." Oh, that's good. And flips the coin.
Heads, it's development. Tails, I ignore it completely, but it always comes up tails. Yeah, I know.
Nice.
You live, you die.
Oh my god, you see like an abridged version of this, except it's like from the pairings. That'd be funny.
I want to do it.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what kind of ending would never work in this manga?
What?
A How I Met Your Mother ending.
Oh god.
Because it'd be like NaruSaku happens, and this all turns out to be Naruto sitting in front of his kids, telling them how his life played out, and his kids are like, wait,
And
because they
that's
know
how
what their
you were
mom
born.
looks like. Because they know what their mom looks like, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, wait, stop! You should have stopped at the beginning, because we know what she looks like. Why'd you tell us all this other information that we do not care to know about?"
Yeah. And that's how you were conceived. Dad, you went off on a complete 3-hour tangent. We kind of just went off and played video games.
Yeah.
So what do you guys say we take a 5-minute, 10-minute break here?
Sounds good.
That's when
Alright.
when we come back, we'll talk about We'll talk about what we think is gonna happen in the future. How about that?
All
Okay.
right.